Hi guys, today we're going to do a strength-based yoga class. So lots of core drills and some vinyasa flow. I'm going to start in a seated position, just start to ground down, allow your shoulders to draw back, spine nice and tall. I'm taking a couple of deep breaths. I'm going to start by warming up the wrists, so go ahead and grab a hold of your left forearm and start to make big figure 8 circles with your hand. Just moving in all directions to get that wrist nice and warm. We use our wrists a lot during our yoga practice. And doing the other side, grab a hold of the right forearm, squeeze it, and rotate out in all directions through the wrist. Big circles, and let it go. Stretch the neck, ear to left shoulder. Just letting your fingertips splay to the sides. And then tilt your head down to look at your left shoulder. Tilt the head upward to look at the sky, keeping left ear to left shoulder. And then circling over to the opposite side, keep the arms extended, and then drop the gaze down towards your right shoulder. And then keeping ear to right shoulder, just lift the chin up to stretch the finger muscles in the neck. And then slowly let it roll out. Big circle all the way around with the head and neck. And then go the opposite direction a couple of times. Just big circles out, head, neck, and shoulders. Make sure there's no tension there. Good. Now we're going to come over and stretch our wrist and bear some weight into our wrist a little bit to begin with. So fingers forward and just start to circle around your wrist creases. So just drawing big circles with the torso around your wrists, just from hand to hand. And go the opposite direction a couple of times. Splay out your fingers. And continue to just circle out, keep the arms straight. We're going to take the fingers out to the sides of the mat and continue just circling out. A little bit different stretch in the forearm there. And now we're going to go back, fingers towards the knees as far back as your fingers can point back. And then lean into your fingertips and then back into the heels of the hand. So just leaning front to back. Again, try to splay your fingers out to stretch the fingers one at a time. And then we're going to turn the fingers forward and start to come up into downward dog. Just walking at your dog, bend one knee at a time. Hips to the ceiling, chest back towards the thighs. Take as long as you need here to stretch out the backs of the legs. And once you find that static downward dog, just let the head shake out, nice loose, relaxed neck. And then inhale, roll forward into plank, hold it, belly in, back strong, legs strong. And exhale back into downward dog. Do that a couple more times. So inhaling to roll forward into a plank hold. Firming the legs, glutes. And then exhale back into downward dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank. And exhale, push back into downward dog. Good. Next exhale, I'm going to step or hop lightly towards the front of the mat. Good. And then we're going to come back into that fold. Just soften the head. Head, neck, and shoulders relaxed, soft bend in the knees, and just letting the torso melt. You want to sway a little bit from side to side. You can hold onto your elbows and just ragdoll a little bit. Just making sure body relaxed. Hands to thighs, big inhale to roll yourself up. And reach back for opposite elbows, lean back so that the forearms are on the back of the head to stretch the shoulders. You do the opposite side. Just opening out through the forearm for the chest and shoulders, forearms in the back of the head. And exhale, release, come down into forward fold. Good. Inhale, lift halfway up, flat back, belly in. And exhale, step left foot back to meet at the end of the mat into a low lunge. Okay. Sinking into the stretch down and forward, and slightly just tipping the pelvis downward. And you can interlace the hands behind the back and start to just extend the elbows, pull the chest through towards the ceiling. Keeping that lift through that lower belly to support the back. And as you exhale, release the hands and stretch your right leg out so that the toes come up towards your face. And allowing the back of the thigh, the hamstring to stretch out. Let's take a couple breaths here. Nice flat back. And inhale, coming back into downward dog. Rolling forward to plank. And we're going to practice some chaturanga push-ups. So I'll show you how to demonstrate them effectively. We're going to keep the hands right in line with the chest and then slowly come down just so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders as you come down and push yourself up. I'm going to try that 3 times on your own. Just slowly come down and inhale, lift up. Again, exhale, slowly bend at the elbow, shoulder in line with elbow, and then inhale, let's press up into cobra pose when you're ready. Exhale, push back into downward dog. Shoulders rolling back and down. And exhale to step or lightly hop up to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway out. Exhale, fold down. Step back with your right foot, this time lowering right knee to the ground. As you start to rise up onto that left knee, sinking down and forward into the stretch. And then interlacing the hands back behind the body, or if your hands don't interlace or your shoulders feel strained back there, you can always pull them to the lower back as an alternative. Good, and exhale, slowly release. Hands come down to frame your left foot, left toes up towards the ceiling, and stretch the back of your left thigh. And starting to elongate the spine, drawing left hip back, right hip slightly forward. And so the pelvis evens out. Give it a couple of breaths to sink in. Bring the left foot back to meet the right in downward dog. On the next inhale, start to roll forward into plank. And now I'm going to work that chaturanga push-up again. 3 times. Slow, lower. Bending at the elbows, coming down. Shoulders in line with elbows. You can lower to your knees if you need to. And again, hands in line with chest. And elbows in line with shoulders. You come down. Good. We're going to do one more. Good one. And then inhale, come up into cobra or upward dog with the thighs up or down. Exhale, back into downward dog. And now let's step or hop the feet up to meet the hands. Light step or hop. Inhale, lift halfway out. Flat back. Exhale, come down into the thighs and melt deeper. Inhale, flat back to rise all the way up. Reach up and back into the extension. And hands come down to heart. Now we're going to start our strong flow. We'll do it a couple of times on each side. So go ahead and come down into chair pose. Weight back into the heels. And chest lifted, belly in. And as you exhale, we're going to twist. Look over right shoulder. Push your hands together, opposite knee over elbow. Inhale to come to center. And switch sides, opposite elbow over knee, pressing palms together as much as you can, lifting the belly away from the thighs. Coming back to center. Again, one more time to each side, just twisting through the waist. Inhale to center and exhale, twist one last time. Pressing palms together. Inhale, center, and exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine out. Exhale, step left foot back into high lunge. You're going to come all the way up. Try to keep that back knee lifted, back leg straight. Arms reaching overhead. You can clasp the hands together at the top if you'd like. On the next exhale, lean forward, flat back, hover over your right thigh. And then maybe bring that left foot off the ground a little bit. A couple inches, a foot, however much you can lift that back leg into warrior three. Try to keep the hips equal by bending into the right knee. Good. And start to sit down into that chair pose. Weight back into the heels. We start to place the hands back behind the head. We sink deeper into the heels. Coming all the way down onto the bottom, start to lift your feet into boat pose. Keeping the belly drawn in, the back long. Hands stay behind the head. And perhaps start to kick out through the legs. Extending the feet. And we're going to come all the way back into the back very slowly. So slowly lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax onto the ground. Keep your hands behind your head. We're going to go for bicycles. So opposite knee to elbow. We're going to try to do 20. Good. Just take your time with these. Going slowly and coming back through center to engage the core. Try not to let the head go. Keep the shoulders off the ground the entire time. Oblique muscles. Firing. Opposite elbow to knee. Crunching in. And trying to keep the navel against the spine. The waist kind of corseted in. You're keeping everything drawn into the midline of the body. Go ahead and finish out your last couple. And then we'll extend the arms and legs. Just take a big stretch out. Big breath into the belly. And when you're feeling ready, we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. And so just gather that right knee, hug it into your body. And we're going to come up into a pistol squat. So you're going to use momentum to lift yourself up into a one-legged squat. So we're going to start to bring that left foot up off the floor, engage the left leg and send it high towards the ceiling. Make both of your legs strong, tucking yourself into a little ball, and then exhale, roll up and sit on your right foot. If you need to use hands to support your sides, you can. You're going to start to sweep that left foot back around and then come up into low lunge. So reaching nice and tall into that lunge once you get there. Then exhale, sink back into half split, stretching the right leg out, toes towards your face. Sit back. And inhale, right arm comes out to open twist. You feel that IT band stretch in the outer right thigh. So just let that right leg lengthen out. And inhale, come back into your lunge. And exhale to downward dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. I'm going to do a couple of forearm push-ups here. So you're going to lower down right elbow, then left elbow. And then pick yourself up right hand, left hand, back up to high plank. And then back down to low plank, left elbow, right elbow. And back up, left hand, right hand. And just alternating which hand goes down first. Try to keep your hips from moving too much. So the core is stabilized. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. And let's come back into downward dog once we have both hands to the ground. Exhale, step or lightly pop the feet up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come all the way up into back extension, reach out and back, and sit back into your chair pose, weight back in the heels. I'm going to do that all again on the left side this time. And so, reach the arms out in front of you if you like. Exhale, come down to fold. Inhale, send the right leg back. And come up into high lunge, keeping back leg straight. And left knee over left ankle. On your next exhale, I'm going to lean forward and float over that left thigh. Get a little burn going there. And push off the right toes when you're ready to come up into warrior three. Even out the pelvis. Bend into the left knee to do that. You get both hips even, belly drawn in, back flat. Find that focal point. Maybe reaching the arms out in front of you. Good. Bring both feet back together into chair. Hands come back behind the head. We're going to slowly come back down into that bow pose again. Lowering down to the bottom. Extend the legs out into boat pose. Keeping belly drawn in. Reaching arms overhead if you'd like to. And then slowly lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax to the floor. Bring the hands back behind the head again. I'm going to go and do little tucks with the knees. So extend the legs out and then tuck the knees into the chest. And as we're doing this, I'm going to keep the shoulders lifted and the back is against the floor the entire time, especially that lower back, knees to chest, extend out. Knees in and extend. Trying to feel that little tuck of the lower belly. 4 more. 3. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck. Good. And release all the way down. Little stretch out and bring left knee into chest. Preparing to come up into that pistol squat. Right leg lifts up towards the ceiling. Tuck everything in. Make it nice and small. And then use momentum to lift yourself up onto that left foot. Hold the right leg out and send it back into that low lunge. Right knee lowers down, arms lift up, and sinking into low lunge. Exhale, sit back, stretch the left leg out, toes towards the ceiling, back flat. And inhale, left arm reaches out. Try to stack your arms one on top of the other. Big twist through the waist. Exhale, left foot comes back down and send it back into downward. Take a breath. And then inhale, roll forward to plank. Forearm push-ups again. Right elbow, left elbow. Right hand, left hand. And just going at your own pace, opposite hand comes down, opposite elbow comes down, pushing up and lowering down, trying to keep the hips from moving too much to engage the core. Good. Just do a few more, lowering elbows, lifting up onto hands. Good, and press back into downward dog when you're ready. Exhale, step or hop up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And let's come all the way out into a little back extension at the top, into Tadasana, and hands come down to heart. And we'll sit down into that chair pose. Weight back from the heels, out of the toes. And we're going to repeat that same flow that we just did. Just add on a little bit more. So cross the opposite elbow over knee. And we'll take one hand down to the floor, one arm up towards the sky. Bring the hands back to the heart and do the same thing. Opposite elbow over knee. One hand to the floor, one to the sky. You can straighten out. Good. Bring the hands back to heart and fold over the legs, stepping back with the left foot. As you inhale, come up into that high lunge position again. Keeping the back leg straight. Same thing here. You're going to try to keep back flat, core strong as we come over that right thigh. Inhale, extend, push through the back toes into warrior three. Hands come to the heart. As you exhale, draw left knee towards right knee. So we're just going to do that 5 times. Little curtsy squats, knee into knee. Bending the standing leg, extending the back leg. Just trying to find the balance. Once you've done 5 of those, you can come back into that chair pose, hands behind the head, and take little twists with knee lifts. So what we're doing is working the oblique muscles and doing some standing core. So opposite elbow to knee. See if you can pick that left foot up off the ground as you twist towards it. And then come back into chair. Left elbow to right knee, twist, and see if you can lift it up with you as you come up to standing. It's pretty difficult. When you come back to center, opposite elbow over knee, push to that standing right leg, lift the left knee high, come back into chair one last time, and then we sit back into our boat pose. So extending the legs out, drawing the core in, reaching arms overhead, slow lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees into your chest and bicycles. Opposite elbow to knee. Coming back to that center point each time. About 15 of these, or as many as you can do. Twisting, using the oblique muscles. Drawing that belly in, keeping the back against the floor, head heavy in the hands. Good. See if you can hold this one. Opposite elbow to knee. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Good. And do that other side. Hold opposite elbow to knee. Try to keep your shoulders lifted. And come back to center and relax. Big breath in the belly. Stretch out the core. Draw right knee into chest. Coming back into the pistol squat. Start to slowly use momentum and your core strength to lift you up. See if you can keep that left leg straight and then pass it back into lunge. Left leg back, right foot front. Come all the way up into your low lunge. Back knee lowers down. Good. Hands come down to the floor. Frame the right foot and send the right toes out. Stretch that right leg out. If you want to go a little bit deeper this time, you can rock a little bit back and forth from your front leg to your back leg. You're going to slide out into more of a splits position. You can try that. As big of a splits or half splits as you want. You can always just hold that half split position right there. Good. And let's slide that right foot back to meet the left. Come up into downward dog when you're ready. As you take a nice inhale, let's roll forward into plank. And we're going to do those forearm push-ups again. Lower right elbow, and then right hand back up, left hand back up. Left elbow, right elbow, and then left hand, right hand, lift up. I'm just alternating opposite elbow, down first. Good, and now let's hold low plank. So both elbows come down. Hold legs strong, glutes strong, thighs strong. And begin to lower down all the way to the belly into Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Lifting your chest through to feel a little stretch in the belly. As you exhale, place the hands back by the heart and take a big inhale up into Cobra. Deeper back bend if you'd like to take it, or just hold that Sphinx pose. And then sit back into downward, tuck the toes, lift hips up. As you exhale, step or hop it up to meet the top, lifting halfway and folding. As you come all the way up into the back extension, bring the hands back to heart and sit down into chair pose. And this last time doing this strong flow, so just make it your best one. Come down to fold, step your right foot back, and come into that high lunge position. Back leg straight. Exhale, lean forward. Weight into that left foot. Now pick that right foot up off the floor and hold it there. Right leg out, right knee to meet the left knee. Little curtsy squat. Exhale, knee to knee. Inhale, extend. Do 5 of those. At your own pace, try to connect knee to knee. As many as you can do strongly. Good. When you're ready, bring the hands back into chair, feet back into chair, and hands behind the head. So we're going to do that twisting forward. So twist towards your right knee, pick that right knee up, and sink back in the chair. Twist your left knee, pick left knee up, opposite elbow in the knee, try to touch that knee to elbow. Standing core is sometimes more difficult than sitting core because we have to balance. Good. Sit back into that chair pose one more time to each side. Lift that knee up into your elbow. Sit back down. And twist towards your left leg. Lift left knee into right elbow. Good. Sit back into that chair. Deep down into the chair pose. Come all the way down to sit. Lift and lengthen the legs and the arms into boat pose and lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Bring both hands behind the head. Bring knees to chest, tucking and extending. So exhale, tuck everything in. Inhale, extend. Won't do as many. Just about 4 more. Extend. Exhale, tuck knees in. Inhale, extend. Tuck 2. And last one, knees in. Extend all the way out and relax. Good. So we're going to bring the left knee into chest, into pistol squat again. So right leg high. Use momentum. Big exhale. Push up onto that left foot. Extend right leg strong and push it all the way back into that high lunge. Uses a lot of core strength to get that leg back. Good. Lower right knee down into low lunge. And extend the left leg out. Again, if you want to walk into a bigger splits position, you can try that. You're easing your way between half splits, low lunge, walking 1 foot forward, back knee back until you find a split that works for your body. You can just stay in that half split too. It doesn't have to be very deep. Let's start to slide it all the way back. Kind of hard to do that sometimes. And come back up into downward dog. So in your next inhale, I'm going to come forward into a plank hold. And just pausing here. I'm going to hold it for about 30 seconds in plank here. Keeping the back flat, the belly drawn in, weight back into the heels, legs strong. Nice, almost halfway there. Then we're going to lower down into low plank and hold that for 30 seconds. Nice, lower down elbows underneath shoulders and holding low plank for 30. Almost there. 10, 9. Keep that back flat, hips even. And slowly drop it down all the way to the belly. Hips on the floor, elbows underneath. And relax all the way to the floor. Let's take a couple of breaths. I'm going to stretch the chest out and start to bring the energy down. Right arm reaches out. And see if you can tip your pelvis up towards the ceiling so that we're bringing the left knee up, maybe setting that left foot behind us. And if you'd like to, you can even wrap the left hand behind the back to open the twist a little bit more and stretch into the right shoulder. And then over to the other side, left arm reaches out in line with your shoulder. And step that left foot behind, opening the chest, maybe wrapping left hand behind the back. Deep breath. Good. And bring it back onto the belly, hands back by the heart, and lift all the way through into Cobra, reaching chest through. And exhale back into Child's Pose. Hips back to heels, head resting to the floor, to your arms, and try to soften. And Child's Pose is a nice pose for bringing the energy down, bringing that heat down in your practice. You can slow the systems, the autonomic functions down, heart rate, breath rate. You're going to inhale, come up into tabletop, and we're going to extend the left leg back, bring the right knee up to meet the right wrist. So coming into a pigeon pose, your right foot is on the other side of the mat, and as you lower down, just try to keep your hips squared off the best you can. You're trying to focus the stretch on the outer right glute and the outer right thigh. Try to relax, find some place for your head to rest on your hands. Soften the outer thigh. Big breaths here. Inhale to rise up. We'll switch legs. Right leg extends. Left knee to left wrist. And then lower yourself down once your hips are settled evenly. Just focusing on that outer left glute now. And drop the body weight down, letting go. Slowing everything down. Find that softness, relax the muscles. You start to come all the way up, and I'm going to face you guys just so you know where we're going. We're going to use the long side of the mat. Bring the insides of the knees onto the mat there. You can double up your mat if you're on hardwood there. You can come into a frog stretch, so knees are nice and wide. You can be on your hands or you can lower down onto your elbows. Try to kick your feet directly behind you, and your hips are right in line with your knees. So we're really working that inner thigh line and opening into the hips. When you're ready to come up, just place your feet together, your knees together, and come to sit onto your bottom. Reach your feet out in front of you, and we're going to cross opposite elbow over knee. Twisting back, lifting the spine, and going to the other side, opposite elbow over knee. Twist it back. And take one final big fold. So tilt the pelvis forward, let go through the upper body, and soften. Wherever you can hold on to, just fine. And slowly lift yourself up. Take as much time as you need to let go and relax. I'm just going to sit to end with to keep the energy kind of lifted for the rest of the day. Bringing the hands to the heart. Namaste.